Hey guys, what's up? It's a great day to be outdoors, isn't it? Doing any kinds of activities. No, it's not. It's not. It's the fifth quarantine day and we must stay home. And I want to help you facing boredom, so I introduce you today's subject, tag questions. What is a tag question? It is a question formed by a statement and an interrogative fragment at the end of the phrase. So the idea behind it is changing a declarative or an imperative statement into a question by adding this interrogative fragment at the end. Né? Just like Portuguese for né. In our mother language, we use this a lot. It's very common. And it doesn't change according to the verbal tense or the subject. We always say the same. Let's create examples. Você foi à praia, né? Ou ela toca violão, né? A gente vai comer fora hoje, né? We always use this. And some people say we use these tag questions to keep the conversation going, to confirm something we already know, to ask others' opinions, comments about this thing. So it's common to say phrases of the kind, it's hot outside, isn't it? So the other person could answer or comment, yes, it's hot outside. I don't like the weather like this. I wish it was colder. We want another comment. We want something else from this person. So we use this tag question. And the funny thing is, once I heard an American saying that né is the most difficult word to translate to English. Because in Portuguese it's always the same, and in English you have to pay attention to two basic things: the auxiliary verb and the subject. So if we have a phrase in the present using to be, it's like this: she is American, isn't she? If it was in the past, she wasn't American, was she? Oh, that's very good. Fuck. And if we have a statement in the present using to be, example, she is American, the tag question is, isn't she? She is American, isn't she? Or if it's a negative statement, she's not American, is she? In the past, he was watching TV, wasn't he? He wasn't watching TV, was he? We always have to pay attention to the auxiliary verb, to the tense it is, and to the subject. I could give you examples using other tenses. For example, in the future, with will. You will watch this video, won't you? In the negative form, you won't watch this video, will you? Or using a modal verb, he can play the guitar, can't he? He can't play the guitar, can he? So there are lots of situations in which we can use this, and tag questions are easy to understand if you think that they must be attached to a phrase. It's like a price tag. A price tag is always attached to a piece of cloth, and a tag question is always attached to a statement, an imperative, a declarative statement in the positive or negative form, affirmative or negative form. And it must be in the opposite way. So every time you create a question tag, a tag question, you must use the opposite form than it was in a phrase. So if it's an affirmative phrase, negative tag question. Negative phrase, affirmative tag question. And guess what? I found this great image that has lots of examples on most of the verb tenses, and you guys can read it, so I'm gonna leave it on the video. I'm gonna leave it here on the video, and please read out loud. It's the best way of recording. Your brain must record so you remember later. And I think the only thing that is not being shown here is tag questions for ourselves. It's not so common to ask this, to say this kind of thing, but I imagine a situation in which you would make a mistake while talking to a native speaker, and then you would say, I'm a beginner. Am not I? No, it doesn't sound good. The correct way is, aren't I? There is not a contraction for am not, so you say, aren't I? Or if it's informal, ain't I? I'm a beginner, ain't I? I'm a beginner, aren't I? And the other thing, when we ask tag questions using let's, kinda unnecessary, because whenever you say let's, you are not asking for opinions, you are just telling what to do. But you could say, let's go to the restaurant, shall we? It's the correct way of using tag questions with let's. And I think that's it. I wish this video was longer, but I don't think it's necessary, because tag questions are so simple that once you understood how it works, you just have to practice a little and it will become easier. So I'm leaving a form here on the video description for you guys to answer some questions about these question tags and practice a little. And stay tuned, guys. We're having more videos this week. I hope to see you soon. Right? Cheers.